This one is about Halsey, and it says, Halsey claims record label wants fake viral moment before releasing song. So this is why I don't believe that we should ever consider anything we read on the internet anymore to be real.
Is this a viral moment, though?
That's what we were saying. And
is this the viral moment? I have no idea.
She's like, oh, I'll
if
give
this
you
is it, that's so meta. But
moment.
also, like, what came to my mind about this is, as her label, would you not be assisting her in creating the viral moment that is needed rather than just leaving her to flounder and make something up for herself?
I think she sounds just petulant and unwilling to understand that what she does is she works in service of the machine, right? So she's not the only person. Just because she made this song,
she also could be an independent artist if she wanted to at this stage of her career.
That was what I said for my notes. I said, then go independent. If you don't like the fact that they're not letting you release this song yet, then go independent and do it yourself.
Can we explain
years.
it for anyone listening?
Okay, so
sorry.
So careful what you wish for. Halsey claims that their record label, Capitol Music, and by the way, they are going to acknowledge that you have to acknowledge their pronouns.
She uses she, they, so
you can say she.
It says
they're just choosing to be edgy.
So it says the group won't release their new music until they create a fake viral moment. The 27-year-old singer, who goes by she, they pronouns, has given their label a real viral moment instead by calling out executives on TikTok over the weekend. That was probably what it was, and if it was, then it was lame. Quote, basically, I have a song that I love and I want to release ASAP, but my record label won't let me, Halsey alleged in text written over a video of themselves jamming along to what appeared to be an unreleased track. So you work at the behest of a label that employs hundreds of people. It is not just you. So you made the song. Great. Somebody else has to do the cover. Somebody else has to do a marketing plan. Somebody else has to do digital uploads, advertising. All of these things are just as important to your success and employ dozens, if not hundreds of other people to make you look good. And I think she's being selfish.
Well, she's saying like, I'm established. I've sold over 165 million records.
You still can't do it on your own.
And then she says like, they want a fake viral moment on TikTok. And then she says, everything's about marketing. Yeah, girl. Do you understand how influential TikTok is? There are songs that haven't been popular for decades that get discovered on TikTok and are like all over the place. I shouldn't explain TikTok to a Zoomer over here, but like, I just think this is so ignorant. I get what you're saying, but like your brand of music is like, you know, what I would call radio play pop music, right? Like a Halsey song.
Yeah, but she expects you to think of it as deeper than that. She believes herself to be deeper.
Because she used to have blue hair, and also she's tri-bi.
Yes. I can't believe that's the thing. I just think that
this is such a like silly. Also, like, oh, I'll take to TikTok, the exact platform they want this to blow up on, and make a viral moment. Like,
it's weirdly meta.
You could have done anything.
What if they told her, like,
even
take your weave out, take your makeup off, and then go on TikTok and act like you're mad at your record label?
That's what I'm assuming happened.
Pay attention to your new song.
She should have written letters to various newspapers via snail mail if she wanted a cool viral moment, where she sends it and they print the letter on the front of the newspaper. That's what they should have done. She says
she should have leaked her own song and then had to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I like wasn't supposed to do that yet. Oh, well, if you guys like it, I'll let it out.
Basically, I have a song that I love and want to release ASAP, but my record label won't let me, Halsey alleged in text written. Okay, that says, they added, I've been in the industry for 8 years and I've sold over 165 million records, and my record company is saying I can't release the song unless they can fake a viral moment on TikTok. Does this call anything else that you experience in the world into question anymore? Just knowing that, like, it's one thing to know that, like, stuff like this is faked from time to time. It's another thing to know that it's now part of the mandate before even something as simple as a song gets released.
See, I want to be like, yes, Halsey, welcome to the rest of the world that all of us have been living in. Of course this stuff gets manipulated to get more attention. Like, I can't believe that you who work in the industry are saying you don't know this / are pretending that you don't know that this is how this works. Like, I don't understand. Maybe she should have gone to play at like some underground club and like had like, you know, a acoustic set where she released this song, and then that could have blown up on TikTok or something. Like, I don't really care, but like, of course they want to release songs they think will be successful in a way that captures the most attention. Are you kidding me? Do you not understand how this works at all?
It's still their job to make money. It's still their job to make money and squeeze the most profit out of every single one of these things.
They want her song to be released when she has peak, user interest, like when people are paying the most attention to her.
So she does say everything is marketing. Halsey also alleged that the viral moment ruse is being done to basically every artist these days. I just want to release music, man. The Without Me singer concluded, I deserve better, to be honest. I'm tired. Then go independent and do it.
Were artists before the internet expected to make their own version of a viral moment before releasing music?
I don't think so. I think back then it was far more packaged and far more
the internet,
sterile.
like, there wasn't a viral moment, right? So like if you were doing well, you'd maybe want a lot more like paper advertising, right? But like the idea that something that you made was going to get clipped and shared and that was going to lead people to search and play and buy your song, like that didn't really, there wasn't an equivalent of that. So like, you know, if like a concert was like really well known or something happened, maybe that would bring attention, right? Because the idea that like all press is good press, even bad press is real. But like, I don't think that this is a realistic expectation for someone who like is a born part of the pop industry. Like, the internet is an intricate part of how your music survives. And I mean, you know this because you spent like a lot of time cultivating, you know, a platform on TikTok. Things don't last forever, right? So she releases a song and it doesn't get enough attention right away. That's just like a waste for pop music because radio plays down. Like, we are more dependent on the internet to give us that kind of culture. And what is the number one, you know, place to go for trends? TikTok.
One person noted in the comments that this is this the viral marketing video that the label is maybe looking for? And then she responds, bruh, I wish it was. She actually said, bruh, I wish it was. They just said I have to post TikToks. They didn't specify about what, so here I am. So it still feels...
It was probably just a very casual conversation where they were like, you should be a little more active on TikTok before we release the song.
Yeah. Yep.
And then she threw a tantrum about it. It is actually quite childish.
It reminds me of when Doja Cat like quit music on Twitter for like one day.
But at least Doja Cat was doing that as like an inside joke with herself, I believe.
Well, that or I think she was just frustrated. Like,
both. I quit as her screen name was definitely like a little sarcastic.
Yes.
Yeah, but this just seems like actually sincere. Like, feel sorry for me that like I have a record label.
I have done so well. I've
be active on social media as a public figure.
I sold 165 million records, and they're not letting me do what I want.
They said, wow, the TikTok is going really strong. I was like, okay, cool. So can I release my song now? They said, we'll see. Tell me again how I'm making this up. And then down here it says, they added that they can't release it on their own because the label owns the master. Yeah, go and be independent. Like, you have the platform and the infrastructure now where she could do this all on her own and have all the artistic whims she wanted.
That's not an answer to the question. Someone was like, why don't you go independent? And she's like, because I have a record label. Like, that's not an answer to the question.
Unless she's trying to say, like, I have a contract, I owe them a certain amount of work, right?
That's not really what she said, you know?
It's
like,
not really clear what she's saying.
She might not be able to.
Also, like, if she's in this conversation, if Brett is my, like, executive producer for my record, and I'm like, I really want to release this song, and he's like, well, we got to have a good moment. We got to time it correctly so it gets the most amount of attention. And I'm like,
can't
but
release
I want to do it
now.
now. Why doesn't executive like? Do you think that she didn't immediately go into a meeting with someone who is like, hey, since like this song, sorry, I'm skipping ahead in this article, seems to be about your like life partner, maybe you could like allude to it in this way, or maybe we could do this. And then she's like, no, but I want to do it now. I don't want to have to work. I don't want to have to follow a strategic marketing plan. I just want to do what I want when I want to do it. Like, you could if you were independent, but then you wouldn't have the corporate success and structure behind you.
It's really funny.
You can't have it both ways. Like, I just think this is like a weird attitude.
If you thank you. So if you follow like Tom McDonald on social media, the amount of work he has to do just to like put his stuff out because he does everything basically himself is insane. And I don't think they want that amount of work, and that's just that's not including, you know, like it's almost actually there might be an argument to be made that at her level now going independent will be a lot more difficult because of the fact that how much she probably makes from live performances, which a lot of independent artists is probably doing smaller venues where she would be doing more full-size stadiums, I'm guessing, or you know, she's like I'm getting like a stadium and an arena sized level performer now, right?
But I wouldn't be surprised if like you know, the structure is like the label controls the music, who then partners with like a corporate team that plans her events, that then partner, you know, like when I worked in PR, like there are a lot of companies that don't have in-house PR. They farm it out because it makes more sense fiscally.
Yeah.
So the same things with tours. Like if she was an independent artist and she was big enough and making enough money, like theoretically she could hire a company that manages
I found
her
this
tours.
person in the live chat, Alex Diaz, saying Halsey cannot be independent. She's horrible at promoting, and she's sick and constant PR disaster.
She's not well,
Yeah.
right? She had all that, like a bunch of health issues come up very recently. So that's
Basically she wants all of the privileges that would come with being independent, but none of the responsibility.
That was my general conclusion. Amazing how
Also,
that
like,
works.
She's horrible at marketing. I can tell because she doesn't want any advice on marketing.
But also, like, it is quite the elaborate ruse if this was all planned and now we're falling for it.
I do like the idea that she goes independent and just starts putting songs out, like doesn't change the title. It's just the actual .mp3 file and doesn't like put any tags, doesn't put anything like spells like names wrong on the track listing and like cuts it off early, like intentionally bad as a form of marketing.
I kind of want to know what she means by like when she's saying like, can I release my song now? Because it's not like she sits there and hits a button that releases it, right?
It's not like she's logging
Like,
into the YouTube or the Spotify.
She's saying to them like, when is my song scheduled to be released? And they're like, not until it's going to be, you know, exciting to most amount of people, or like people are going to pay attention to it. And she's like, but when? Why aren't you doing it now? Like,
do it now. I want it now, she says.
I don't understand, team. Like, I think this is a very
She's
clear
released
argument.
so many songs that you would think
She should have just played it on her TikTok and like, what are they gonna do? Fire her?
Well, she has the clip of the unreleased song on TikTok already.
Wait, before
That's
this
what you're
thing?
yeah, like what you're supposed to do. I thought like the strategy is to have the little like shorter clip of your song
Being
unreleased
like a teaser
to make videos with it, and then people get excited and they know when it's going to come out.
She's like, no, immediately, like, whenever I want. Where's my button?
It is funny how like the
red button.
The Capitol Music response was the most
Staples easy button.
The Capitol Music response was the most corporate response I've like ever seen in the history of corporate responses.
Yeah.
It says, our belief is Halsey as a singular and important artist is total and unwavering. It said, we can't wait for the world to hear their brilliant new music. It's like just literally.
Excuse me, she's not singular. She's tri-bi.
Yes, they basically just hit like a spokesperson generator
I feel like
button.
they're all like, this is the weirdest complaint, and like it's not like they're saying. The thing is, they're not saying. There are artists who go into development and their music doesn't get released because the record label is like, no, we think you need to keep developing. Like they're like, oh yeah, you have a good single, like we're gonna release it at a good time. And she's like, no, you're never gonna release it. And they're like, no, but we are. And she's like, I don't believe you.
I get the inclination or the desire to want to release the stuff when you make it. Like when you in skating, like a lot of times what you do is like if you're making full sections or you're filming for videos, you do all these tricks and you save up all the footage and then you cut it into an edit of all the tricks you've done. And when you do something you're really proud of, you want everyone to see that. And the problem is in the day and age we live now, everyone wants to release it right away and put it online for everyone to see, which doesn't have a lasting impact the way like actual releases do if they go either physical copy or VOD.
Well, you don't want to make something for it to then get lost in the shuffle, right?
And it usually does.
But if her record label, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. If her record label works with like, I don't know, 10 other pop stars who are in her range,
orbit,
like similar music or similar amount of following, and they know that there are 4 other records being released, like they're gonna hold Halsey's because Halsey has power, and they don't want to trample those ones, and they also don't want to release so much new content that it's overwhelming. Like,
thank you.
Woo, look at that.
So it's like, to me, it's like I get the inclination that, especially like in the arts, like skating, to most people who do that consider that to be a form of artistic expression. There's also the physical aspect of it, but when you're doing it, you have a lot of pride in the stuff you accomplish. So when you make something that you're proud of, you want everyone to see it and you want to see it right away. But the business side, meaning that the label needs to prevent you from releasing it, and I think a lot of it today is people just don't have the ability to kind of wait. Everyone's attention spans are minute and everyone wants instant gratification, especially artists who are notoriously hard to keep happy. So I get the inclination, but for the amount of money you're making for yourself and the amount of people who are employed to help make you look good, maybe just hold back on the comments like that, just for the sake of their of them. I don't know.
I mean, if you guys had to guess one way or the other, is this the viral moment?
I
Did
think
they
it's-
plan it?
I think it's the viral moment, but I'm like cynically. I think that's the world we live in now, where none of it's
I don't
real.
know.
I think if this is the planned viral moment, it's making her look like a spoiled brat.
Yeah,
And so,
I don't
like,
think.
I
it's
think in
planned
some
'cause
ways,
people are
Maybe
like,
that's what they said. Maybe
I-
they're like, if we make her look too good, people will think it's planned, so we have to make her look a little bad.
Are they
like,
that smart?
Well, she's saying that this song is about I don't know Olive Aiden, her like the father of her child, and so like in some ways, like I don't know that much about her. I think people do love a love story, and like if she had sort of alluded to like this relationship on her TikTok for a while and then released the song, like there were a lot of ways to like bring up intrigue in her personal life, which I'm sure people, her fans, are already interested in. Like I don't think they had to make her look kind of like, I don't know, is she supposed to look like an oppressed artist? Is she supposed to look like spoiled? Like I don't really
They're holding her back. The corporate machine is holding her back.
the corporate machine that so many people who are releasing music on TikTok would love to have behind
right?
them. Like this doesn't make any sense to me.
Super chats. There were super chats.
Yes, Caper2X said, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Especially
then
this podcast.
and then I don't know how to say this. Chen Razig gave $20, but with no message. Thank you.
And for that, we thank you.
Is that for my research fund?
That which research fund?
No,
is
it's
that?
from my baking fund.
Get out of here.
If there's no message, it's for me.
No, it's for me.
So
It was implied.
My research fund, it funds the studies for things that I'm interested in, like to prove that men are more likely to subscribe to multiple
Streaming
platforms
services.
than women.
and Mary has a baking fund to just bake.
I think
great
that's a
stuff.
little more important.
I disagree.
I'm gonna have to go
Although
with
I will
Mary.
say Mary's a fantastic baker, so it's been fun having her around. But
Thank you.
I have to answer these hard hitting questions, and I can't just make it up. I got to be credible.
Office
So.
wide survey incoming.
That's
I'm guessing
honestly
that-
what happens all the time. Like if you walk past my desk, I'm like, "Hey, I have this weird question. When do you take a lady to Noodles and Company?"
That was a thing.
On the third date?
No, I'm not even kidding. I made everyone answer this question.
I said that's not a date. That's
Is
not-
that an inevitable
If you're in the
date?
chat
Like,
and you're curious, I have pitched this question before.
is it like a coffee date?
I
Like
have
Noodles
never-
and Company is just
Yes.
I
one
said
of
you
the
take
stepping
them-
stones?
No, hold on. Let me say it so people know what I'm talking about. My question was, when do you go to the fast casual establishment, Noodles and Company, when you're dating someone? Do you go early on? Do you go like, is Brett looked at me and was like, that's something you do when you've been dating for like a year and you're like running like errands at Target. Like you don't take someone there, you just go there. And other people were like, well, no, it's like a good like
feel
early
that
on
strongly
because
about it.
the other people were like, no,
we
it's
had a very long debate about this.
this debate lasted for days. And like someone else was like, it's good to go early because it's like low key, it's got different things, but it's not like a super high pressure, like expensive meal where you're both feeling a little
When
awkward.
do you take her to Chipotle? I say.
No,
That's
I've actually never been to Noodles and Company, so it's just good for me to know. But if anyone's in the chat and is interested, I would really like to hear your answer.
I never knew people felt strongly about this restaurant.
If you
No
under,
one did except for me.
Okay.
So when if you're funding Hannah Claire's research, that's the type of research you're funding. I would much rather
Or do
see
you
the
want
money.
cookies?
Or do you want cookies or peanut butter? What was that? Peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, the peanut butter and jelly like crumble bread. I
Guys-
know that Dane like made up a whole branding strategy. for it.
Does it involve a viral TikTok moment?
I hope
where
so.
you look at Dane, I want to bake cookies, but Dane won't let me.
He won't
I-
let me release them.
I still say that we give it to the baking fund. Personally, that's
What
just,
is
I'm
this?
sorry.
I have to answer these questions. You know that my theory about
Somebody
who
might super
subscribes-
chat and agree with you, but I'm gonna.
I really need some support. If you're out there, I'm feeling like an island in this place.
Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.